by this video, I'm not disregarding the body, because the body is a part of us in a temporary kind of way. This video is actually more like a life experience. A long time ago, my family and we would go to this beach that was completely deserted. Nobody wants it wasn't the typical beach that you would see in Florida, or it was a very steep beach with rocks, and it's dangerous. But somehow there was a delicacy that lived there. It was called clams. Every week, I say once or twice a week, my family would go to this beach, and we would hunt for clams. Now, when the clams find out that they're being threatened, they have a tendency to burrow themselves deeper into the sand. So what we had to do was go into this beach and basically dig through our feet to feel them. And once we feel them, we dive in, grab it with our hands, and pull it out. I don't like seafood. I just do it because my family loves it, and helping them get this food, I feel like I'm a part of the family. But this is not about that. There was also another kind of shell creature that lived there, and they're called the blue mussel shells. Now, if you look up blue mussel shells, you can see that they're very beautiful. I mean, what they do is that they go on the rocks that was on the ocean, the water, and on the land, and they would dig these little string-like mussels into the rock so that they get a really strong grip. And believe me, it's strong. Those suckers are really, really on the rock. Well, the thing is, they're very sharp too. I mean, you could cut meat with these shells, the blue mussel shells. And well, one day we were clamming as usual, and without even noticing it, I backed up on one of these blue shells, and it was on my right leg, and I cut my leg from the calf near to the back of the knee. So it was a pretty long and deep cut. But I didn't feel it. I guess because of the salt from the ocean or something. But I never noticed it until I came out of the ocean, and my mom noticed it, and she was like, panicking and stuff, saying, "Are you okay? Does it hurt? Let me get some Band-Aids." You know how mothers are. Well, the thing was, it wasn't hurting until somebody pointed that out to me. Until I looked back of my leg and noticed that I was cut severely by these blue mussel shells. And that moment, I was in pain. Now, that kind of makes me think, if I hadn't noticed it, would I have still be in pain? Probably not. That convinced me that I am not of the flesh. I am not of the body. That our physical bodies are not who we truly are. So, that being said, we know that the body needs things to survive. It needs light from the sun, it needs air, it needs water, it needs food, and most of all, it needs sex. Yeah, I have to put that in. The thing is, if the body doesn't get these things, it'll collapse on itself. It'll break down. So, knowing that we're not of the flesh, that we're just, I guess, consciousness or a soul, because I consider myself as a soul more than I consider myself as a body. As a soul, we don't need these things. As a soul, we don't need to eat. As a soul, we don't need to breathe or have sex or anything that the body needs to survive, because the soul don't need that stuff. However, we have to give the body what it needs for the time being that we occupy the body, without denying the body its vitalness, its struggle to survival. I learned a great respect towards death because I knew that life, or at least consciousness, doesn't end when the body dies. That the consciousness, the observer, the part of us that knows or is aware, goes on. I called that the soul, which is basically who we really are. But what about the body? Is it weak, like the Bible says it is? I don't think so. I think the body is like a child that you have to take care of without going overboard with it, you know? And to treat others like they fall short to the glory of a God, because the body desires these things that it needs to survive. It isn't fair for the body. And it isn't fair for the soul either, because we're put on this earth to learn and to live and to love. Science, it's a wonderful topic, and I know it's going to become high stream when the age of Aquarius completely passes over. Comes over and the age of Pisces ends. That's what I mean. I don't believe that the god, or the gods and goddesses, or the goddess herself, cares about our physical needs and wants. All they care about is if we're able to love each other and ourselves, and to help each other, and to be there for each other. Not just only for other humans, but also the plants and the animals and even the minerals. So that's my little rant for today. So it's just something I was thinking about earlier, and I feel like I had to put it on video and on YouTube and into the internet and spread it out like a spider spitting out its web, and hopefully getting someone to realize, or at least remember, who we really are. At that, blessed